Hey, it's Mitch and Dave Survival. We're going to talk about plantain. Don't go away. Alright, so plantain has two varieties, narrow and broad. And I have some broadleaf plantain right here. Now, you can eat the leaves raw. I'll tell you something though. If you like to taste some mushrooms, you're good to go. I'm not a big fan of mushrooms. It tastes just like mushrooms. So I usually don't go for this when I'm looking for a green to eat. This has some other attributes that I like better for medicine and things, which we'll get into on another video. But it grows in a basal rosette, and I'll show you guys what that means right now. Alright, so this is the basal rosette right here. It all grows from one central point and grows out. So this is the broadleaf plantain. Okay, now this is the leaf I was chomping on earlier. You see it's very prominent stemmed right here. And narrow leaf basically is just a narrower version of this particular leaf, and it has a lot of parallel growth in it. So all of these structures inside the leaf are going to be much more compact running alongside the leaf, just in a much narrower area. Okay, so this is broadleaf plantain, and again, it tastes just like mushrooms to me. It really does. It tastes just identical to mushrooms. I'm just not a big fan of that flavor, so I usually don't go for it. You know, but like I was saying, it does have a bunch of medicinal values. It's actually incredible for that, and we're going to actually do a vid just on medicinal, just for this plant, for that. Now, one last thing, I'll rip up the stem I already ripped up, so I don't destroy another leaf. A little conservation is that it turns purple at the bottom of the stem, which is pretty interesting. And oh, there it is, right there. You can see it. The stem is like V-shaped. In the book, in the Peterson's book, it describes it as trough-like. And basically that's designed so when the rainwater hits the leaf, it runs right down into that V. It runs all the way down to the root, the basal rosette, just to maximize its ability to collect water. Now, you can eat the stems as well. They don't taste as mushroomy, but they're very stringy, as you can see right here. So, it is an edible plant, and it is a plant that you can subsist on. If you like the taste of mushrooms, man, you just died and went to heaven. For me personally, I'm just not a big fan, but it's a phenomenal plant. And it's one that you should absolutely know, because it's very, very common, and that is very important. You know, I would rather know, 8, 10, 12 plants that I'm going to find almost everywhere all the time to be eating on, instead of knowing a real exotic plant and finding it once a month, looking for it all day. You'd be, oh, I found one spot, you're all excited. So you don't want to base your foraging on that. You want to base your foraging on very common plants, so clovers and plantain, and like I usually talk about, pine, which is why I like trees a lot, because trees are pretty common, especially when all this stuff dies off. They're much more common than this. So this is broadleaf plantain. Alright, so in your Peterson's Guide, you're going to find it on page 46. Common plantain, or also known as broad plantain, and I believe they say that these are a very narrow coastal species, one rib. That actually doesn't even sound like narrowleaf plantain. So narrowleaf plantain doesn't even seem to be in this book. But rest assured, it's out there. It's just a little less common than broadleaf plantain. Okay, so this is what it looks like. As you can see, has a long flower stalk. you know, usually plantain on the middle of the basal rosette, it has like a single stem growing up, or actually not a single, sometimes 3, 5, maybe even 6 of them. But they have these little flower clusters on them that just kind of blow in the wind from single stems going down from each one. It's very distinctive. It's usually in everyone's lawn. You know, everyone knows plantain. You might just not realize it's plantain. All right, so there's the leaf, there's the flower. Page 46. And again, it does mention it's good for salads and a cooked green. You know, you can boil it and add it to stews, things like that. Okay, I actually tracked down a narrow-leaf plantain. So, like I was saying before, this is what the leaves look like. They're just a narrow version of broadleaf leaves of the broadleaf plantain. And here's the parallel veins I was talking about. So, same type of growth, basal rosette. I actually saw one that had some flower stalks coming off of it right here. This one's actually dead, dried up and dead. See right here, flower stalks died from that point up. Alright, well, this has been Mitch Native Survival. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate your views, your comments, and your support. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.